Four comedians are also real good friends, working on jokes, the fun never ends. They're asking each other, is this anything?
Okay, well, so Leedy and Liz, Leedy is, she's an artist and she will draw some of our jokes for us and show us at the end, which is pretty cool. I will just start us off here. Welcome to Is This Anything with our special guest, Liz Miele. We'll just want to welcome Liz. How are you doing, Liz?
I'm doing all right. You know, the world is on fire and I just have blinders on. Like, I'm just trying to keep it together while avoiding my phone while being on it constantly. I don't even know how that's possible. But like somebody will tell me news and I'm like, I just checked it 2 seconds ago. I don't even know how I miss news now. It's like almost in my veins, yet I still can miss it.
All right.
Yeah, there's just too much stuff. There's just too much news that's going on. I'm tracking the vote totals in Georgia. My fiance is tracking Pennsylvania, so it's just
I love that you guys,
both of us.
It's funny how everybody feels like they're actually on Team Biden, like they're getting paid to do it. Like I feel like in some ways, like I should get a check for all the worrying that I'm doing. Like,
yeah, if we weren't checking, who would be looking at these numbers?
It's almost like when my mom flies, like she like almost can't talk because she's like, I'm keeping the plane afloat. Like I'm doing all the work, and I can't lose focus. I'm not going to read a book. I have to worry my way to San Francisco.
I don't know if you guys have cute, fun things for how you spend election night, but I have this one thing that I wanted to share with you real quick, that my fiance is very anxious. She has a little bit of an anxiety problem. She said, let's not look at our phones at all on election night. And I was like, that's great. So I had a couple of weed edibles. I did Steve's show. We had a blast. Things were looking good. So, even though we're looking at returns, we were all in a positive mood. I left to go make some food at like 9 o'clock at night, and I look over the couch, and she is just white-faced, no blood, holding her phone, and I'm like, oh, man, that was such a fun show, and I'm a little high, and she's just like, things aren't looking good, and I'm like, this was your plan. You said this.
She was
left her alone with her phone. You can't do that.
She was like one of the people who's just about to throw the ring into Mordor, where she's like, but what if we keep it?
All right, phones are off, Kirsten.
I did tell my roommates, like, we were all watching it, and like all my friends were the same way. They're like, I'm just not going to watch it. It's just going to cause me anxiety. And I have a horrible anxiety problem, but I was like, no, I'm fine. And so we're sitting, and like probably within like 20 minutes of like votes coming in, I was like, I cannot do this. I cannot be here. Please turn it off. Like I was like yelling at my roommates. I was like, this is horrible. And I don't know why I thought I could handle this. And then I've just been, checking my phone every 5 seconds ever since.
Same.
Yeah.
Anybody else have a fun Tuesday night story?
Anybody else have a
I got prepared to leave the country. I'm filling out my passport application just in case.
That's always good to do. I have a passport. I just know it's useless. I
was going to say, the time to have filled out a passport was 3 years ago. But great. This is great. Better late than never. I'm pretty sure they're not giving them out, or it's very backed up right now. I don't want to hurt you. Yeah. No, I like it.
Let me hope.
As somebody that draws, I'm like, you would have a better chance just making your own passport right now. I will scan the pages so you can kind of but I think you should, because I've been actually calling my passport a coloring book since we can't go anywhere. And I'm just like, I don't know. I think I could give it to my nephew and he could do some really nice stuff with it. Try to finish stamps,
when people are like, if you're really upset with somebody, they're like, why don't you write them a letter and just not send it? It's kind of like that's what Leedy's doing.
Yeah. Why don't you fill out this piece of paper and give it to no one?
Yeah.
Keep that $200 for yourself, girl.
Yeah, I sleep with my passport application. It makes me feel better.
Yeah, smart. You should make it into a bear. Like, how people like origami? I think you should have like a passport application bear.
I like that you're thinking like that, lady. I always used to believe that I would be the kind of person who would read the writing on the walls and get out. Like when I think about reading about the Holocaust, I'm like, oh, would I have been one of those people who left early. And then this pandemic hit, and I'm a New York City comedian, and I didn't leave my apartment, even though there was no comedy clubs, and we were the epicenter of a global pandemic. And I was like, I'm going to keep paying $1,000 a month and stay in this box. So I was like, this is it.
Rob, I was in Europe and I came back. I was like, help me. I treated it like a party that everybody was going to talk about. I was just like, no, I want to be a part of the pictures alone in my apartment.
What are you going to talk about at brunch if you were the only person who wasn't in America for COVID?
That's the beauty of a global pandemic, though. We can all relate.
Yeah, we could all relate for 2 months, and now we're just the idiots. Like, that's the real truth of it. I mean, I know Spain and fucking Italy are having their problems again, but at least they had, like, some time where it wasn't an everyday concern.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Liz, can you answer a 3-year-old question for me? Did you or do you live in Flatbush, Brooklyn?
I don't live in Flatbush, but I'm not too far from Flatbush.
Can I just say, Rob, that you asked that like a full 32-year-old male, that question. You sound like a 3-year-old at all.
You asked it like a dating website that was going to decide if I was worth the effort or not to come hook up with me. You were like, if it's more than 2 miles, the fuck if I'm going to make out with this girl.
Yeah, which I do hear from 3-year-olds all the time.
There's no way I'm commuting for this.
It's just that I used to live in Flatbush, and there was one afternoon that I thought I saw someone who looked like you on Cortelyou Avenue, and I was like, is that Liz Miele?
I don't live too far from that.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So one, it could have been me, but also I have the face of everybody. Like I just look like, I'm not exaggerating. I probably look like your best friend or your cousin. I get it. It doesn't matter what their race is. I look like them.
I thought you were my dad when we logged on.
What'd you say?
I thought you were my dad.
Yeah, no. It's almost true though. But like any kind of like, we'll say female, any kind of female cousin or best friend. And I constantly get fans being like, are you in this ad? And I can't figure out if I should be insulted or not. It's just a girl. It's usually a girl that looks like she just got off an elliptical and she's kind of tired. That's the ad that I just keep getting over and over. And these are different ads, by the way, but that's the look this girl is always exuding. And so I was like, I guess I look like I'm always just back from a run and I don't give a shit about life. I don't know.
But you did. She works out.
Yeah. But you might have seen me because
I probably was you. If you're on Cortelyou at some point, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm just so glad that this is settled because Rob has been talking about this every podcast episode.
He won't stop.
Can we get Liz Miele on the podcast? Can we please?
No.
We've been recording for 3 months. I just want Liz Miele on the podcast.
She looked sad, yet she just finished working out, and I think I saw her.
Oh God, Brett, that's a really funny bit. It reminds me of that time that I thought I saw Liz Miele on the neighborhood.
I think the jury's still out though, because when I was living in Bushwick, people would always text me thinking that they saw me in Williamsburg. They'd be like, "Are you on Bedford right now?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm home. It's just some other guy with a silly mustache that looks like me in Brooklyn."
I could have. That's really. I could have sworn I saw you in Portland.
All right, should we get this show on the road?
Let's get this party started, guys.
All right, what's our order for today, Jarret?
Okay, our order this week is Anthony, Jarret, Liz, Rob, Brett.
All right.
Yeah.
Feel good.
Let's do it.
Hey.
I'm excited that I've been getting to go first sometimes.
Yeah, that has been really cool.
Sure.
That sounds like a person who is not excited about it and is trying to prove that they are.
I'm just
great.
pretending.
This is a way that first. I reacted to Kirsten's suggestion that we go apple picking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited. Sounds great. It's not basic at all.
All right. I have this thing that I tried it a bunch of times, and I feel like it never really worked the way that I wanted it to. But I think there's something funny here. I watched a lot of TV growing up, and I only saw trapdoors being used in a negative way. Every evil villain has a trapdoor, and it leads to some kind of torture chamber. But I want to have a trapdoor, and I want it to be positive. When my trapdoor opens up, you slide down a water slide. And when you get to the bottom, there will be cake. That's what I have.
Delightful.
I would like because normally a trapdoor comes when it's like you've said something I don't like. So like maybe you're at the bottom of the slide and then you finish answering their question.
Oh, okay.
The slide is really funny. It is the first place that my brain went to, so I think that you can do like one extra step. My thought was it's the guest room, and so you just drop into the bed that you're going to be sleeping in. You know?
Oh, that would actually be funny if it was and okay, so if it's usually evil, like you say something or you show up and you get trapped or whatever. What if it's something that is gonna be disappointing, like you're gonna have to sleep on the couch and like a dog's gonna sit on your face, or like, so what if the trap door is disappointment into excitement? So like you said, like it's like, hey, I'm gonna spend the night, and they're like, oh, all I have is this couch, and then they go to the couch, and as they're about to sleep on it, like a door traps open and it's a beautiful guest room, and there's like, I don't know, air conditioning, like something very exciting for somebody that thought they were gonna sleep on a couch. But I like the idea that if it's a negative situation that goes to worse, this is like a not great situation that goes to better.
What do you think about that thought in my dungeon, which has the great air conditioning and really we got snacks.
This is driving me insane. We are such poor people where we're like the nicest thing.
I was trying to think of central air.
None of us
I was stuck.
I was like fresh cut flowers, maybe, or
the opposite of like Tony Robbins, where they're like think big, and we're like think convenient and better than your current life situation.
We can't even imagine a washing machine. We're like, this apartment comes with a drying rack for when you
so nice.
finish washing the plates by hand.
I have very.
It's so stable.
I wanted to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Anthony.
Oh, I was just gonna say I have realistic goals in my life now.
Yeah.
I want to kind of take Liz's idea, but sort of flip it, where maybe the idea is that you stay over at your friend's house, but he always sets you up in such shitty accommodations you hate crashing at his place. Mm-hmm. Where it's almost as if he's like an evil villain, but he's not that evil. Like as if he'd have a trap door, but the trap door doesn't lead to an evil dungeon. It just leads to like his awful pull-out couch. And
I like that.
You're like,
okay.
No.
I did have. Okay. Oh, so go ahead.
I was just gonna. Some of the. I mean, it's all good notes, but I'm wondering, because a lot of the notes are, it feels like I would have to change the structure, where right now I'm saying that trapdoors have always seemed negative on TV, but I want a positive trapdoor.
So then to speak more to your idea, I was thinking when you were first saying it that maybe there are other elements to an evil layer's house, whether it be like bookshelves that spin around or two-sided mirrors. But is there a positive spin on all of these elements that you could also do?
Oh.
So not only does the trapdoor lead to bubbles and a slide, but then also the two-way mirror is something, and then the bookshelf that spins around.
I didn't even think about using more of those kinds of.
The bookshelf turns, and it's just a library with books that you would actually want to read.
Or it's movies.
PS5.
That painting that has the eyeballs that follow you, and it says, "You look great."
Yeah.
That's your angle.
But
That's
I'm also wondering though. I mean, because I'm not opposed to changing the structure if that's not what's funny to you guys about it.
No, I think the premise is very funny. I do have one more suggestion along the lines of your premise, which is that you open a trap door and then you fall down, but it's a trampoline, and then you bounce back up and there's a surprise party.
I think you invented a bouncy house. I think that's just a bouncy house.
It almost sounds like if you needed to do, there's like evil trapdoors, good trapdoors, and neutral trapdoors. Like Brett's is neutral because he opens
What's
a
behind
trap door.
trapdoor number 1? Is it going to be good?
Your trapdoor is a game show. I love that.
Or that like the house used to belong to an evil villain and now he moved out.
Oh, it's like
Doing some renovations.
And the realtor's like showing you around like, well, there's trapdoors that originally led to a dungeon, but you could really spruce it up and turn it into a trampoline.
But I think a crib would fit really nicely there.
These eyes do follow you around in the paintings, but you know, we can always just keep doing that.
That's pretty funny. So it's almost like, it's like a real estate person trying to sell it, and then they're telling you all of the painting and the trapdoor and what was the other
The
thing?
trapdoor doesn't give great light, so it's not really good. You know what I mean? Like it would be funny to like follow through.
That's funny.
The Iron Maiden, unfortunately, is load bearing, so it has to pay.
That's funny.
I think I'm done with ideas. Am I
Yeah.
jealous?
Thank you, Liz. No guest has ever just admitted that.
I think I'm done.
And we never admit that to ourselves.
We never.
And maybe it's time we do.
You know, guys, at some point you just have to come to the conclusion that you're done. I'm done. I'm done with comedy. I'm done with trying. I'm done.
Oh,
with
you're
this
out of
podcast.
ideas forever.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Oh,
done.
I thought you just
I
on this
just
joke.
leave. I just leave. I'm just like, and I wasted it all on Anthony. I'm sorry.
We never
Wait, why is it a waste?
Sorry, Anthony. I made that very negative. What a fucking waste of my energy and time.
Of all the people to have ideas for, and I wasted it on this fucking jerk.
This could be great. Liz Miele's final episode.
Yeah, no, this
Comedy of
is a
anything.
big turning point. This pandemic took a lot out of me.
All right, should we move on, guys?
Surely.
Yeah.
Let's.
Okay.
I mean, if all of you guys are
different-
out of ideas, I guess everybody's out.
When Jarret said move on, he meant to different careers. So
Yeah, nothing. Anything else for Anthony, guys?
I'm spent.
as well.
Okay. All right. So here's my bit for this week. I have a lot of stuff in my act that's about like, being a Democrat and being a liberal and stuff. And so
We know.
yeah. That's for Leedy and Liz and for our fans. So this is kind of we kind of go in that section. So something that I feel like Democrats do that Republicans don't is think, would I be this upset if the parties were switched? For example, Trump is obviously such a fucking sloppy drama queen, but I can't really complain about that because I think, like, would I really be upset about that if we had, like, a progressive Democrat as our train wreck president? I don't think so. Like, I think I'm here for it, actually. Like, a president who's extremely petty and self-obsessed, but also making everyone's lives better. Like, the director of national intelligence is being a dick right now. I told him, I am not here to make friends. I am here to pass Medicare for all. Something like that. I wanted to... So the entire frame is basically, like, trying to take the toxic person on a reality show, but make them into, like, a really effective progressive leader.
Well,
But in
I
the end-
am out of ideas.
Yeah. I was gonna say, isn't that a gay best friend? Like, he always has like great ideas, but they just come in like a train wreck where he's just like, I don't know how we're gonna do this. This is insane. I'm so upset right now. And then they're also like, they go out of their way. Like, I just feel like they're big in every which way. Like, they're extremely kind, but then they're also like, you're like, that took so much energy. Why did we have to do it that way?
Yeah.
But they are here for you. And
Exactly.
that's
So I
great,
feel
right?
like if Trump was like progressive, like you said, but like I think that's just like a gay best friend. That's my thoughts.
Okay, that might work.
I love this concept, Jarret, because it's so true that, I think liberals keep trying to nail conservatives on being like, look how he's behaving. But 100%, if we had an very unpresidential liberal president in there, just breaking every rule and every faux pas, or not rule, but, we'd be like, yeah, but look at all the things that they're doing type of thing. So
We would basically
concept
keep
is
talking
just-
about the glass ceilings that they're breaking. We're just
Yeah.
like, they're just so progressive, you can't handle it.
Right.
And like, isn't that what Trump supporters are saying? They're like, he's just thinking outside the box. And you're like, the box was made for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. So just sticking it to the right people in that and trying to recontextualize that, I think is just such a smart angle for that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember having an argument with a Trump supporter about this exactly, where I kind of brought up how classless he was, and I instantly stopped myself, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that one back, because I honestly think that if he was a better president, I wouldn't give a shit if, he was on Twitter all day and
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So if Trump was like,
It's
she's
what
a
he's
nasty, ugly woman who should have autonomy over her own body.
I would kind of love it if the president was just kind of tweeting out fun little quips instead of anything like useful. I would support that.
Yeah.
It's just that what he was doing was, racist and pushing us towards fascism and,
and also
setting
not
us back.
working.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the other thing is that
Yeah.
like I kind of, and this kind of goes with like friendship or anybody that you work with. You could be a train wreck, but if you're supposed to get something at 2 and you get it in at 2, I'm kind of okay. Like if you're a drunk that like is wreaking havoc on your own life, that's your choices. But if you say this thing has to be in at 2 and you get it in at 2, I'm like, I can't fight you. You're a really effective drunk. Like,
Yeah.
so it's kind of the same thing, which is like, if he was really good at his job, then yeah, I think you'd be okay with the fact that he's tweeting nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Jarret, I'm just glad that you came up with this great angle on potentially the day that he gets voted out. So, like, really way to be ahead of the curve on that.
Well, as with all of my material that references Trump, I'll just have to change the verb tense. But the thing is, so I'm a little bit nervous about trying to flush out the gay best friend angle of it as opposed to trashy reality star part of it, just because I'm a straight white guy and I feel like if I tried to navigate that water and just be like, this is a celebration as opposed to me making fun of gay people, it
Right.
feels difficult. It feels like a little bit
Yeah,
more
well, you can always trash white women, and they're on a lot of reality shows. So as a white woman, I give you permission to throw us
Sweet.
under the bus because
All right, I'm recording this. I have that.
Yeah,
A
no, do I have to
notary
sign
will be sent-
something?
Yeah, exactly.
Liz Miele says, "We are the worst. Go nuts."
Do any of you have other reality show tropes? The only thing that I really knew was I'm not here to make friends.
That's the main one.
That's the
for
classic
me.
one. But I also thought about this one maybe. People love to complain about Trump's tweets, but I don't think we'd be mad if it was like, got faded and released 20 years of tax returns, hashtag deal with it. That Roth IRA, though, something like that.
It's interesting because it reminds me of like if there was a no bullshit, straight talking, sassy black woman in the Oval Office.
Again, this is another minefield.
Correct. You do the work. I don't want to do it. You figure it out.
What if they're trans? What if they're trans?
Ooh, this does sound a little bit like a bitchy Muslim.
You got this, Jarret.
So sassy.
Do the voice.
Well, you're okay.
Now do it Japanese. Now do Japanese.
Jarret, you keep saying white guy, but you're Jewish. You're only a white guy. If Trump has another 4 years, you're not a white guy.
Yeah.
So do something maybe with the Jewish thing.
I don't know.
Have you thought about
Jew
growing
character.
little curly cues and really just taking the Jewish thing to the next level so that people know right when they look at your face?
Yeah.
That can really help. I think
It's-
you're just
it's-
not Jewish enough to be as
It's too
aggressive as
vague.
you'd like to be.
It's too vague. Yeah.
Yeah. Your eyebrows need to connect to your hairline. That's
That
my
was-
suggestion. Is that too much? I dated a Jewish person, so I feel like I could say these things.
Well, we have a 1-for-1. It's okay for you to rip on my people card thing.
Oh yeah, because I gave you permission to rip on my people.
Yeah, I'll give you a Jew pass. You got a
Thank
Jew
you,
pass.
thank you. I appreciate it. I wish I didn't cash it in so quickly. I didn't even get to enjoy it. I was like, it's like almost like when you get paid and then you immediately hand it to the bill collectors. You're like, oh, I didn't even get to enjoy this money I made.
Yeah, and especially because I know you're on the road a lot, and Jew Pass is just when you get to go through those tolls. It's just
Yeah, of course.
Now it's the Jews asking for papers. They're like, well, I'm going to disagree with this.
What have I started? I'm so sorry.
Anything else for this, guys? Reality show stuff?
I don't know if this translates, but could you imagine if, like, every time we voted, it was like we were voting the president off the island? So there's, like, dramatic music, and you get to hold it up and say, I'm sorry, and then, like, put their name in the thing. I don't know if it translates at all. I just think it would be funny.
It's really funny. It feels like it's too many steps away from the original premise. But it's really funny. I like that.
Also,
And
you could. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say the other way is too few steps. Like, I mean, no, you can't do the "you're fired" thing. But that was literally what he said on his reality show.
Yeah. What were you gonna
When
say,
he was
Liz?
on Survivor.
I was going to say something very similar, which is if you really do connect it to reality shows, then I didn't watch his show, so I don't know how other than that you're fired, but I do wonder if he had any other tropes that you could put in there. But of course, all I know is
But you're just trying to go for train wreck, right? It doesn't have to be reality show. It's just a person.
Yeah.
So
Real
reality
Housewives is what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of, just the blotto friend at brunch who did not stop partying. And the
You're going
quickest
more-
way that I can get there in my brain is reality show.
Right. Or maybe those like out of control teens or
Dr. Phil.
some-
Exactly.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. I do what I want, Cartman character thing. That thing.
Okay, well, there's enough here for me to work on, and especially because Kirsten watches a lot of reality TV, so I can just outsource that to her.
you have a job.
I look forward to you coming back with that gay, trans, Muslim best friend there.
With a big act out.
I look forward to you being canceled by next episode.
It's gonna be like the Three
Liz
Stooges.
Miele.
It's gonna be like the Three Stooges, where I've offended so many people that they can't fit through the door.
And then I fill your box. I'm like, oh, I can't believe I gave him bad advice. So crazy.
Liz Miele, just out of retirement.
What a fake out. All right.
Don't trust people on reality shows.
All right. If there's nothing
She
else
is not
for
here to
this-
make friends.
Yeah, never have been. Fuck all you guys.
If there's nothing else for this, then it's time for Liz.
Who's out of ideas? So who's up next?
Yeah. I got nothing. This I like the premise, and that's about it. So get ready. So I feel like trying to find a partner after you're 30 is just willingly accepting that you're going to purchase a haunted house no matter what. So like, don't you know, like when you you'll find one on the market and you'll get so excited, but then you immediately have like so many questions. Like, why has this beautiful, fully furnished house just been sitting untouched for 2 years? And then you start like talking to past owners and they're all crazy and they left in a hurry. And anytime you mention the address, they start shaking. And it's like, I'm not pretending I'm not also a haunted house, but like I will tell you not to go. I'll be like, don't go in that room. It's my childhood. And I start yelling. So it's just like, I don't know. And I have nothing after that, but it's clearly a take on baggage. But I just like the idea that like, I just have to admit that every man I date now is going to be scary.
I love that. Yeah.
That is
great.
Such a great premise. The one thing that the two suggestions I had were, you said you're the one who's warning everybody about your own issues.
Yeah.
So you're like the guy at the gas station in the rocking chair who's like, you teens going up to the Billings place? That place is doomed. It's damned.
Yeah.
And the other thing was the first thing that you said. And Liz, we're recording this, so if you don't want to take notes, we found it very easy just to like record instead of having us.
I don't ever want to hear your voices again.
Fair.
Finally, someone said it.
The other thought I had was right when you were describing it, the thing that it sounded like to me was that if you meet a guy at this point in life, you're going to get a haunted house together. And so I think that maybe a tiny bit more effort in saying that it's an analogy as opposed to you're going to move into a haunted house with this person. I don't know if I'm the only one who did that.
I don't feel like I'm going to move into a haunted house with this person. I feel like so this is where arrogance comes in. Like, I feel like I just have a haunted room and I feel like I'm purchasing a haunted house because I've done work. This is where like bitchy, like I've been in therapy and I'm only half crazy, or at least understand my crazy. But I guess in my mind, it's like, I understand that I have issues and I have my own baggage, but it's becoming very clear how much more work I've done on myself than the average man in his 30s. No offense, comedians. So I think what I'm kind of saying is that like most people think about when you're like 22 and you go into dating. It's just if they like you and if you like them. But that's not it anymore. Now it's like, I could like you and then I find out you're shitty at communication or you're triggered by some weird thing that has nothing to do with me. It's like getting a dog from a shelter. So it's like, to me, this is really like just admitting that everything I purchase going forward is going to be a massive fixer-upper and having to be okay with that. And I know there's a lot of problematic things I've said right now.
First of all, my trigger is actually adopting a rescue dog. That actually is what sets me off.
I could see that. You're just like, I'm not ready for this commitment.
I feel like there's room in there for you to if you were to plead with a future partner to go to therapy, but now you're pleading with them to get an exorcist.
Okay.
If you can go that parallel where you would say those
funny.
things.
It'd be like the haunted house analogy. So you're saying the guy is the haunted house, right?
Oh yeah, and I'm purchasing him.
If you were in a relationship with the haunted house, it would be more like you were buying like a haunted studio apartment.
What do you mean by that?
Just that it would be much worse than just two people.
Because I'm not even doing well.
It's a worse version.
Does it have air conditioning?
that suggestion hurt my feelings. Like, you don't even think I could get a shitty house in Oklahoma.
That's haunted.
Well, I'm comparing being in your third. Like, it's the worst case scenario.
Yeah, no, because I bought too much avocado toast and now I can't even afford a haunted house. I see what you're saying, and I don't.
I took a look at your application, and I don't know if
I get rejected by the haunted house.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna need a guarantor for this.
Living or dead. That's one of the advantages.
I wanted to jump in because I really like this idea, but it starts getting the metaphor gets a little confusing for me as far as what you're buying. But what I really enjoy is the idea that what if we broadened it out and it's not just you purchasing a haunted house amongst normal world, but that when you get into a new relationship as your 30s, you feel like the girl character at the beginning of any horror movie, where you don't understand the rules of the horror film yet. You don't understand. You are yet to find out the horrors that await you. So that way, we can include Jarret's thing. We include like you're on the way and the town is really creepy, and you talk to people and you get these little hints and clues. You're like, you bought the McKinnon house, did you? And you're like, what's wrong? Like, you're dating Ted. Oh, okay. What? Yeah. You're like, no, I'm friends with him. I've just known him a long time, and that's great. And you're like, what are you saying?
You're a brave woman.
Yeah. And so it's like all the hints. You're just like, what the fuck? The more that you get into this, it's the more that you're revealing this haunted house. You start hearing like little creeps and bumps in the night. You're like, what was that? You're like, oh my God. It's okay. It just has mommy issues. Like,
yeah.
Okay. And it just starts increasingly haunting you, and it becomes worse the way a horror movie plays out, not just the way it would be for purchasing a haunted house. And I think there's just more details that.
No, what I genuinely needed help with this is I don't like scary movies, and I've watched two, and
Which two?
What's the one with the chainsaw?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, that can't be it.
No, I don't. I actually don't think it's it. Maybe not the somebody that was killing somebody. I think is it Halloween? I think
he doesn't have a chainsaw, but he has like a.
I'm not exaggerating. I watched it like this the whole time. So I was at a.
You heard a scary movie.
There was. Was it one of those ice sculptor guys?
I ate ice cream behind a couch while my friends watched a scary movie. Maybe when I was a teenager. So one of the Halloweens I think I saw, and then I think I saw Silence of the Lambs.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but I was like in my friend's armpit, and I think that's it. And then Get Out, but I don't kind of think Get Out is a full scary movie.
Isn't it weird how scary movies smell like body odor?
Yeah. But yes, I don't know if can't do. I only know tropes because I can't fully watch a movie.
Well, luckily for you, the horror genre is just full of cliches and repetition. Yeah. So your tropes are probably the.
Do the white women come out alive and get married? That's all I want to know.
Just like in my joke about the Real Housewives.
I feel like that could be incorporated into the joke, though.
Yeah, do
fact
the
that
white women survive and get married?
Like the fact that you don't know, you've only seen 2 scary movies and you barely even know which ones they were. Like I feel like there's something, I'm not sure quite how it fits in, but I think it's funny enough that I would enjoy if that was part of this whole story.
You have been redeemed.
I'm glad I wasted my last day on you. I also wonder if there's room in the joke for settling. Like you've been to so many, you've accidentally purchased so many haunted houses that the very last one you're like, I mean, it's just a little blood on the mirror every once in a while. You know, it's just a small Victorian child who appears at my bed every night, you know, and says, "Come play with me."
At least I'm never alone.
I'm just going to give you one tag here. It's not going to be a full tag, but just the idea: inner demons.
This is just wordplay. I don't know if that's a tag.
Yeah, you'll fit it in.
I like
Make
that.
it a gay best friend.
Yeah. Inner demons. Yeah, I'll do all the work on that one. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I got to know. What about if there was, maybe put a punchline somewhere? Do something like that.
I do love, by the way, that if you do set up this world, house or horror movie, that is all about you going to the boyfriend, and then the other half of it, which I would actually very much separate. Just the other, like after you're done doing all of those tags and bits, whatever it is, then you go, look, I understand that I am also this.
Yeah.
But then whatever the lesser version of that. And I think what you said is kind of cool. You're like, look, I got a haunted house too, but I'm just the kind of haunted house where I'm like, there's a, don't go into the attic.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
all it is. It's just like, as long as you don't go in the attic and don't break the rules, you're okay. But if you go into the attic, I'm going to rip your fucking head off.
Yeah, I'm not responsible.
Right.
I warned you. I'm aware of my
that
hauntings.
the attic is fucking crazy. Yeah. So getting into that is really fun.
Yeah, I like that.
Super cool.
So much better than inner demons.
Liz, you're picking up on the pace of the show. Excellent. Where we make.
I just know how to not make friends. Thank you so much.
You're gonna fit right in when I get canceled.
You're comparing relationships in your 30s to haunted houses, but what if that comparison was made when you talk about like a more specific point in the relationship, which could be you moving in, maybe you move into their place, and that's where the haunted house comparison begins, because it can sort of be both. It's about him and the place itself.
I think for me, and this is like very specific, and this is just going to sound awful, I feel like I keep getting tricked where I'm just like, oh, this person seems like they have their shit together. And that's kind of what I feel like when you go to purchase something that you're like, how has this been on the market forever? And I don't mean like people are tricking me, but like it seems like they have their shit together. Most women look at men and go like, they have a job, they have friends, they have an ex-girlfriend that's not dead. Check, 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 check.
Yeah.
And then you walk in and you're like, oh, I can see why they were single. Like this is a lot of work and I don't know if I want to do it.
The television eats people.
Yeah. So I think some of it isn't just the moving in with the person. I think it's truly, and I think it's become even more relatable because of how toxic dating has become with online dating, where you're like, he's cute and he works, good enough. And it's just like, I want to play off that idea that like both what I'm looking for has changed as an older woman, but also the market, as everybody clichely knows, is a lot of stragglers, a lot of people that are in therapy or should definitely be in therapy.
Is it maybe that you are expecting in your 30s dating to be like buying houses, but they're all fixer-uppers, and then finding out that they're actually haunted?
That's interesting. That you're doing better.
Liz is not taking notes. It's a scorecard for how awesome.
I like that we all have to redeem
come back
ourselves.
to your own show, Brett. I like that. Thinking they're fixer-uppers and they're haunted. That's actually, I like that.
If you were to lean towards the movie genre instead of just the haunted house, then my next question would be like, what would dating in your 40s and or 50s be like?
Oh, you're dead. You're absolutely dead.
Yeah.
You're just a dead body and somebody visits your grave. I'm very positive in this area in my life, guys. Got a lot of hope. It's all gonna work out. Keep saying the word fiance. That'll make me feel good, Jared.
Oh, it looks just like somebody has some inner demons.
Yeah.
Oh God, we went into the attic, guys.
If I say indoors any longer, I will become a ghost. I am so pale.
If you say fiance into a mirror 3 times, Liz Miele.
Yeah. I think I can call it. I think we're done.
All right. Thanks so much, Liz.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
That's really fun.
Yeah, that's such a funny premise. I love that.
Right. Next up is Rob, but before his turn begins, just want to remind everybody to subscribe to all our business on the YouTube and the iTunes and everything, and check out our Patreon. We got a lot of dope content on there. High writing challenge is coming up. Special Halloween episode is on there already, so do the Patreon, everybody.
I missed the episode.
All right,
Yeah, that
Rob.
would have been perfect for our Halloween episode.
Hey, you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Oh
ask.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
but we all kind of had haunted house jokes anyway.
It's actually really stupid and cliche. And
Yeah. And also, there wasn't really room for a mean person. I felt like it was a really fun episode. So
That was one of our more positive, helping each other kind of episodes.
Yeah.
You know?
But if
I
we're
have so many siblings. I don't know how to be a good person.
no, I love it. I'm usually the dick. This is great.
yeah, but if we ever feel like we're riding too high, we'll have you back on.
Yeah. You're welcome. I'm like, did everybody get fat? What are we doing here?
All right. I wanted to, there's something that just reminded me of, because I love your premise, Liz, and I know that you brought it in as a premise, but there was one time I did a joke on stage and I got off, and then another comic was like, dude, that joke, I love that premise. And I was like, that joke's done. I mean, word for word. So I hope you like more than the premise, because it's not changing at this point.
I've had it where like it's done, it's on the special, and somebody's like, yeah, I could really see where that's going. And you're just like, cool. I'm just like, you almost have to be like, oh, thank you so much for these notes that I'm literally throwing out. Like,
Hey, I saw your Letterman. Great setups.
could really help you build that into something that's good if you give me some time.
It's so great that they're letting you workshop jokes on Letterman these days.
Yeah.
You know? Where do you sign up for that, Mike? Is that like is it your name of a hat or something?
All right. Here's a line I thought of. How come no one ever goes back in time to hug baby Hitler? Can we work with that?
How about
The Holocaust. Sorry, go ahead.
How about some positive Jewish influence on this kid's life?
There you go.
Maybe that's the key.
Can you imagine what the Holocaust would have been if instead of killing Jews, Hitler was just hugging them all?
You know what the problem is? No one's hugged these Jews. Get in here.
Hitler
more
was
like
half Jewish,
Woodstock.
though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Wait,
So
was he Jewish?
Half
He
Jewish.
was half Jewish, I think. So he must have gotten hugged by Jews, and he didn't like it. For whatever
I thought his
reason.
father was a monster. Wasn't his
Yeah, one of them was like,
I
"You
don't-
got schmutz on your face."
I'll show you.
You find out that it was actually just like the smallest indiscretions that happened to him, that they like there was nothing to be upset about, and you're like, I don't even know how to fix this.
I mean, that must be what it was. Was there something terrible that happened?
I thought his dad was a fucking monster.
Hey, you said this this sandwich had mustard on it, but you put mayo by accident. It's like, okay, I'll switch that for you. You motherfucker.
Yeah.
I think part of it was that Jews had a lot of affluence and control in the art community, and he couldn't break in, and that fueled a lot of his hatred for Jews.
It was like
That
a
was
Charles Manson
one
kind of thing.
aspect. One
Is that
aspect
really
of it.
true?
I believe so, but I don't know.
It was like the Charles Manson folk singer kind of thing. It was the same thing.
Oh, I don't know that.
He was a folk singer. He hung out with the Beach Boys. They did some of his songs.
Right.
He was just trying to break in and be like a folk guy, and he couldn't break into the industry, and then he started
Because
a
the
cult.
Jews had too much influence over the folk music.
I mean, he also wanted a race war
Why don't
and
we
all
have a
this kind of stuff.
comedian serial killer then? Because there's so many Jews making it in this business, and I think I should be mad or something.
I think they're too
Uh-oh.
lazy.
Uh-oh.
Created a new Hitler.
A real monster right now.
It's actually not that far off, because a lot of the sort of like top level Republican pundits right now are failed stand-ups and failed TV writers. That's 100% true. If you
Is
look at
it?
it. Yeah.
That's true.
Steve Bannon was a failed screenwriter.
We
Oh, wow.
need to be more inclusive to bad artists just to keep safe. I think that's really what I've learned.
Yeah. So I think the one thing I'm separating though is that there is the psychopathy that is also mixed in. So you can't just have somebody cause some minor affront to you or major or something. There also has to be that other part. Anyway, that's it. Does that work as a line?
I think
love
it's
it.
hilarious.
It's
just
funny
by itself,
already.
it's great.
Yeah, by itself,
Yeah.
it's great.
I just had it as a one-liner. I was just curious if you guys.
Yeah, I want you to build on it. Think like, Driving Miss Daisy, Legend of Bagger Vance. There's just like a Jew in his life that's like a really positive influence. And if you can somehow do that elegantly, then I think that's going to read really well.
That is actually kind of. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say it would be really funny if you paint like a whole picture where it's like like a Jewish old man that owns a pizza place, teaches him how to ride his bike, and then there's this like rabbi that teaches him how to play chess, and it's just a bunch of Jewish people teaching him how to do stuff, and then he just has this weirdly different cliche of how he feels about Jewish people. Like it just takes it to a full level where it's like it's still problematic, where you're just like they're like a circus kind of people, or I don't know.
He's still giving really passionate speeches like, they're always giving you free pizza. Bikes.
I just like him being like that problematic uncle, but that's it. Like he's just like, I don't know. He says "you people" a lot, but he's really nice about it though.
There aren't enough Jews.
Instead of killing them in concentration camps,
He
he's like
makes $6 million more.
forced breeding program.
Oh god.
He's birthright.
million Jews over the course of 5 years.
You will make more Jews.
Or what if he becomes like a cat lady to Jews, where he's just like, these are my Jews. I like to pet them. Some of them are dead, but I think they died on their own. It's not that I forgot to feed them.
It becomes
sounds
it's like a creepy fetish. Like he's just really into the culture, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one of those white guys that's really into Asian culture, and it's like
Yes.
weird.
Oh, I'd love that. Where they're like, "Oh, are you Jewish?" And you're like, "No, I just like the star. I like it. That's why I wear it as earrings."
I identify as Jewish, but that's so funny. Yeah, maybe I don't know how far you want to blow this bit out, but maybe it's funny to explore all these different avenues of like all these Jews trying to be nice to him, and it still ends up going south. And then at the very end, you're just like, "Fuck, let's just go kill him." It's just, it never works. It never works.
Yeah, there is something funny to the like the time travel theory where you can't prevent what's ever going to happen, and no matter how you treat Hitler, it still winds up going that way. Even if it's just like he becomes a hoarder of Jews because he loves them so much, but he still winds up
Yeah, but they still
hurting
keep
and killing them.
Yeah. So he's either like a Lenny, where he's like, "I love my Jews." He just strangles all of them, and they're like, "Well, he still ends up hurting them,
but he's doing it out of love.
Man, it's just this guy's always going to kill Jews. This is crazy."
This is kind of dark, but he builds like affordable.
Oh,
houses.
as opposed to what was coming up before. I want to hear what's dark now. Liz just imagined Lenny from Of Mice and Men strangling Jews because they love him so much.
Imagine
But
he
please
like
tell me your dark joke.
he builds like brand new affordable housing in the Jewish neighborhoods, and all the Jews move in there. But then like a gas leak kills them all accidentally. He's like, "No, I gassed the Jews. Accident this time." He's aware of his own
So
alternate.
he's Woody Allen in this scenario.
That's how much he loves Jews. He becomes Woody Allen.
He became Woody Allen.
I would love
It's
if
actually a
somebody
Curb Your
said,
Enthusiasm episode that one plays at the end.
Dun, 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 dun.
I would love more Hitler impressions to sound like Woody Allen.
These Jews, no, never mind.
Yeah. Again, that's
So the other like flip side of this was that I think someone's talked about this. I think maybe I've heard it a comic, or maybe we've talked about it. But like when you do go back in time to kill baby Hitler, right? All you are is a guy who's trying to kill a baby. Like nobody sees, nobody knows what you're up to. You're the evil person there, yeah. But when I was thinking about that, well, that's actually did you see the movie Looper? Anyone? Mm-hmm. No. So spoilers in case you guys want to watch that movie. But that's like the plot of Looper. The whole point of Looper is this idea that there is this evil person who grows up to be evil, and then they try to go back in time and kill him, but they fail at killing him. They accidentally kill his mother, which turns him evil. So it's this loop that's never ending. And so I was like, oh man, what if someone did try to go back in time to kill baby Hitler, and the whole reason he's evil is because people kept on trying to kill him his whole life? Something along those lines.
I have heard this premise before.
Yeah.
And exact same thought process. Like maybe the reason why Hitler didn't like Jews is because Jews kept on traveling back in time and trying to kill him Terminator style.
And I thought that was out in the ether. I thought that was exist. So that's why I wanted to go the other route and just, boil it down to like the essence of a one-liner. Like, why didn't we?
Yeah, I'm just a better person. Maybe you guys didn't give enough love.
And that was it. But I'm glad you guys really liked the bit, and I'm glad that we just fucking ripped like crazy off it. So thank you.
It's great.
Right.
I have I didn't want to say it early on in your turn, but I just the other day thought of something that is similar, but I mean not. I think we'd both be able to do them on the same show, probably, but I don't know if I would do anything with this. And I figure out
it's the same joke, but he kisses Hitler.
Well, it's almost the same. It's if I had a time machine, I wouldn't go back in time and kill baby Hitler, but I would make adult Hitler do it.
Would make adult Hitler do it?
I'd go back in time, pick up adult Hitler.
Oh, okay.
Go back further, make him kill himself as a baby.
I'd be like, this baby's half Jewish.
He's half Jewish. Kill the baby.
No, he would know. He would know who he's killing.
That's very much like Looper.
Is it?
Almost exactly like Looper, yeah.
Is that Looper?
Yeah, that's basically Looper. Yeah.
They grab the adult version and make them kill him as a baby?
They send you back in time, and then young you kills you.
Young you kills you as an adult.
Looper. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So really, you're just finding out that you didn't get money for a screenplay.
But mine is the opposite, because we pick up adult Hitler and make him kill himself as a baby. All right. Well, I didn't see Looper, so I guess I won't do anything with that, and you can't either.
Not unless we have a time machine.
Kill this guy that wrote Looper.
I gotta stop writing time travel jokes.
No, it was me and Anthony writing Looper the whole time.
Which is a Fight Club ending, and that's so weird.
All right.
Hey, Brett Druck.
My turn. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I hate it. What? Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Liz. And that's our episode.
I'm just filling my role.
So there's Christian dating apps and websites. There's Christian music. I'm not doing well in the pandemic, so I'm trying to find a way to get rich. Christian porn. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, I've got a few genres worked out. We got missionary style. That's just people going around spreading the good word of Christ. There's interfaithful. That's like a Protestant and a Catholic getting married. Then there's a gang hang. That's just a bunch of good Christian guys hanging out. And BDSM. That's Bible devotion so amazing. And finally, gay porn.
I love that. Oh, that's great.
I feel like gang hang, instead of, because you have it just like a bunch of Christians hanging out.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if it's just I mean, this is kind of hard because I think everybody gets circumcised, but what if it was just a bunch of guys being like, we're not circumcised because we're Christians? like this kind of like we didn't have to, like we have our whole penis, like something like weirdly sexual, but not sexual. It's just them showing each other that they're not circumcised. But I know that kind of doesn't work in America because I know
Christians in America get circumcised.
Yeah, I kind of, and
I mean, maybe not all of them, but
I've seen some European dick. I don't want to brag.
Is that what's in the attic?
Yes. It's There's just so much skin, guys.
This room's filled with European dicks. Brett, I think you don't need the first part of that joke. I don't think you need to say Christian music, Christian dating. I think you could almost do it like your Batman joke and be like, what are you guys' favorite kind of porn? My favorite is Christian porn. I like all the Christian porn. I like this, I like this, I like this.
Oh.
The one kind of Christian porn I'm not into is gay.
That's funny.
I like that missionary and BDSM are the exact titles, and then it's weird that you change or have to change the other two, the inter and the gang hang. I don't know. Is there a way to challenge you to have gangbang still be the same, but it not be the meaning of gangbang?
Yeah, gangbang. It's just a bunch of Christians getting around on a drum circle and
yeah.
doing some scripture.
Exactly the same. Missionary. I love missionary, and then BDSM. It was really funny. So amazing.
Yeah, that was fun because I'm like, I could easily make this acronym work with a letter M, but it's so much funnier to change it to an apostrophe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What categories are there?
I just don't know enough about Christianity or porn, so I'm out here being like,
I'm
wow,
Jewish,
it's crazy out
I'm
there.
doing my best.
Hey, you did well. And I think Jarrett's note, I think the joke still works that way, but it didn't bother me. I didn't feel like that was extra parts of the joke. I like that you explained the Christian rock and set it up like that. Yeah. And I also didn't have a problem with changing the names of the categories. But
I agree with
if you don't have to change the categories, I think it'd be kind of fun if you didn't have to. But none of that bothered me, just so you know.
Rob's just watching porn now.
I'm just watching porn. But this is for research. Research for you.
Rob got some hardcore porn. He's like, can you do something with this? Can you do something with this?
Also, okay, so this might be dumb, but like, you know how like there's like professional porn and then there's just kind of like webcam stuff? Like, what if it was just people being like not as professional Christian? Like, you know what I mean? Like the same way that there's people that
and you got on me for inner demons.
It's called amateur porn. So
thank you for
stick with that. You're welcome.
Okay.
Liz has only seen 2 pornos, but each time she was in.
I was in someone's armpit. Thank you.
Yes.
I was like, they did what to where?
Doing sex stuff in the
Just
armpit.
eating ice cream behind a couch. Ah!
I'm like, so many penises.
Is it Silence of the Lambs or is it porn?
This one's a stretch, but instead of webcam, weblam. Because Jesus is the Lamb of God.
Whoa,
That's a stretch. That's a stretch. You know
We
what?
are at the end of the episode. The ideas are no longer flowing.
We are at the end of the show. This is the last
Yeah.
The last episode ever.
episode. Is this anything?
From here on out, they're all Patreon episodes. So sign up.
Leedy, jump in with anything you have.
Do we get to see these drawings?
Oh yeah, we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
do them right at the end.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Which may be here.
I can't wait to see.
More suggestions?
Yeah. Can't wait to see these Christian dick drawings that you got going on.
Rob, you got some porn genres for us to spitball?
I am very deep in
Turned
this
on
right
right
now.
now.
yeah. He's like, I'm
You guys are gonna have
erect.
to give me a moment.
It's so hard for me not to come up with ideas while I'm so erect right now.
What were you guys saying? It's fine.
BBW? Bible, woo!
There's blowjob. There's
It's just a
anal.
Christian like doing yard work for blowjobs.
There's
anal's-
joy. There's joy. Jerk off instruction. Are you familiar with that? That's a newer one.
Jerk off instruction?
You've never heard of this?
Okay.
Joy. J-O-I.
No, but I think I could figure it out.
Okay.
You know, I think it was pretty self-explanatory.
But
then
that's
could-
it. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, could you have a spin-off for the ladies, and ours is just like the guy shows, like something very simple, like because softcore porn or just even lady porn it's still just a Christian cleaning the floors. Like it's just, you know what I mean? Like I wonder if like you can spin it and be like, ladies, I'm not leaving you out. I know Christian people, like, you know what I mean? And it's just something very like, it's just very woman, like just
It's
a
like
guy
romantic and
back.
thoughtful, and yeah, he's just like a good person, and that's enough.
Yeah. It's just a guy that your parents like.
Glory hole. That's one that could be the same.
Oh,
you
nice.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, you just said that so enthusiastically. It was literally like a little kid that like they were like, glory hole, glory hole. I thought it won.
I think even in the situation of where you're going to a glory hole, you have to match that level of enthusiasm. Nobody's
Yes, you
going
do.
in there somber, like, time to go to a glory hole.
Yeah.
This old thing again.
Glory, hallelujah.
This old gag. Huh? This old gag? All right.
I like it.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Nope, doesn't work. Doesn't work.
I don't mind hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
What is
I'll
it?
allow
The
it.
Spirit and the Holy Ghost? Is
Ghost?
it? The Spirit and the Glory Holy Ghost. Yeah. Inner demons.
It's getting worse. Let's keep on going.
What about even like testicles? What was it? No, not testicles. What is it?
Testicles while you watch.
Watched. You're welcome, everybody. I've never been around men, so I don't even know what I was going with that suggestion, but it's gone now.
I had another one.
So surreal. I never thought that this is where I would be like a year ago. This is fantastic.
I don't know how it works, but I feel like the porn genre that is at the top of everybody's mind right now is step siblings. And I don't know if there's a way to fit that in. I mean, maybe something about, Joseph not being Jesus' actual dad.
But that's like a whole bit on its own,
stretch.
just
Yeah.
diving into this one.
Because let's be honest, it's just Paul Rudd. It's just Paul Rudd. Everybody's just thinking about Paul Rudd, right? We all think Clueless. And
Oh, Clueless. Oh, yeah.
nothing. No, just me on my own. Thanks for being here, Leedy.
I was with you.
Sorry.
She's 18.
Yeah, my porn knowledge
Clueless
is limited.
is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll study for
Clueless
next
and
episode.
porn, I think.
Yeah,
is-
both are out of
Got
her.
her.
Both very new concepts.
I just learned that Paul Rudd was in Romeo and Juliet, and then Juliet picks Leonardo DiCaprio over Paul Rudd, and I
And
question that. I
and that's-
question that.
If only she had hindsight to see where he ends up now.
Yeah,
Would that
yeah.
be hindsight? I don't know.
Is
I think she's
They all
still playing
die.
a character in the movie.
No,
I don't
but
think she's really choosing between the actors.
if they were,
She's on Homeland now.
who Claire
All right,
Danes?
Leedy, you got some drawings for us?
My God.
You didn't say we're talking about the actors' names. We're not using character names. So I'm saying, look at Leonardo DiCaprio now and look at Paul Rudd now. See which one you would want to pick. Jesus, Brett,
Paul
fuck
Rudd
you.
gave out cookies.
Inner demons, okay?
Gave out cookies during early voting. I mean, I don't know who doesn't want Paul Rudd right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's a wonderful man.
He's the
Oh,
next
yeah, he's
Keanu
the
Reeves of
best.
kindness.
I always liked Keanu Reeves. Everybody
Yeah.
shit on him for years. I always liked him.
Yeah, I think he's great.
Nobody cares, but that's great. That's awesome. No, he's been an angel forever.
All right. Should we wrap it up, guys, with a little Leedy
Little
Doodle time?
Yeah.
Sure. I love that that's caught on. I kept on watching this episode waiting for Ted Druck to show up. I love Ted.
Oh,
Ted's
yeah,
so cool.
he'll be here sometime.
First,
Hey,
I have
Anthony, can you pin?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
let's
spotlight, Leedy.
Spotlight, rather.
Oh, wait, actually, before we go through Leedy's drawings, Liz, is there anything that you want to plug or promote?
Yeah, I have a special. I released my special in May called Self Help Me. It's free on YouTube. And then I have a podcast called Two Non-Doctors with a comic based out of London named Maria Shahada. And that's all that I have going on.
That's a lot.
Great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Check
That's
it out.
great. And so where can people find everything?
At Liz Miele. Everything's at Liz Miele. I mostly
Okay,
post
great.
cat pictures on Instagram, so don't follow me.
Cool.
That's
Unless
a real
that's what
warning.
perfect.
Yeah,
That's
I actually
all
love
I
them.
wanted.
So
Thank
I do
you.
follow
Thank you. Thank you. I do my best to really capture an animal that everybody has.
All right, Leedy,
All
take it
right.
away.
Let's see
Cool.
what you got.
So first I have Glory Hole. And then I have Liz's scorecard for Is This Anything? Had to like scratch out the check mark to make an X at one point and then scratch that out because you were redeemed. The whole thing. Here's Brett's phobia of adopted dogs.
Oh, that's good.
Here's Jarret and Liz passing back and forth the Jew pass and the white woman.
That's a great Liz. That looks so good.
That's so funny.
I love
Hey.
it.
He looks like
And then I
everybody.
Are you sure that's Liz and not my cousin Erica?
I mean, if you don't look close enough, it could be me too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at
Works
us.
out. She works
Look
out.
at us.
The eye painting looking good. Here's evil villain Kapfer. Just because I think it could happen. Like I think you could be a Disney villain if you
Yeah.
wanted.
Me?
Just need the
Is that
cape
me?
too.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was you, but
I look like a hipster.
I thought it was
Captain Hook,
Liz
I've heard.
Miele.
I think
wrong.
actually, I think Katie Hannigan said that about me.
can we have Liz Miele on the podcast, please? And then the Biden worrying check.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome.
And then the last one I have is young Hitler with the, oh, you got some schmutz on your face. You'll see. And
And
there's
is that like the mustache coming
Barely
in?
coming
yeah,
in.
it's their part of the stash. It's not really grown in yet. It's just a baby too.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's
good.
it.
Awesome,
That's
Lee,
great.
Lee, that was amazing.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
good.
Another
Thank you.
great bunch of doodles.
I learned so much today, guys. Thanks so much. I'll go do some porn research, come back with what I've learned.
Great. Leedy, people can follow you on Instagram at Art for My Heroes. And what else?
That's pretty much it. That's all I do. I'm on SDSC weekly and Ask Us Everything every Monday.
And you have people can support you by going to your Teespring website, which is in your Instagram bio, correct?
Yes. Also, it's called Pups Over People. It's a little T-shirt thing I collaborated with Steve Hofstetter on to raise money for something. Cut that part out. Don't put that in the podcast. I would have disappointed Steve just now. He'll tell you about it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you so much, Liz. You guys were great guests.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
And thank you all for
Yeah.
watching. We appreciate it. Take care.
Woo! Patreon.
Patreon.
Oh yeah,
We got
sign up
a
for Patreon, subscribe, like, comment, do all the stuff.
Patreon.com/ITA
Patreon.
Do my part.
Oh my god. The best part of this
Alright.
whole thing is when Jarret was like, the YouTubes. You can find us. Subscribe on the YouTubes.
You're not allowed to have as
Twitter.
many TikTok followers as you have if you call it the YouTubes.
But I'm just doing my TikToks and my talkers. My
Just ticking and talking on the YouTubes. No big deal.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check back for more individual clips and full episodes every Monday, or you can listen wherever you enjoy podcasts. If you want to support the show and get access to special fan-only content, go to patreon.com/ITAPod. That's ITA Pod, as in Is This Anything Podcast. Relevant links in the description. Take care.